Right, welcome to probably the only video you'll need to watch on the Simplex. I'm going to go through step by step, feature by feature, explaining what it does, how to get there, when to use it, and the capabilities of it. I need to say thanks to Nokta, firstly, especially Relic, for giving me the chance to test the machine, put it through its paces, find out what it does and what it doesn't do. I've had it about four weeks, so I've done quite a lot of field time, testing time, air tests, test garden tests. So I'm quite accustomed to it. I can get around it pretty quick. I didn't realise the price until the other day, and it's the Simplex was about £360. This is going to be £300 to £350. Now this detector has got features of they're doing it. They've done it again. It's hitting a lot further above its price range. There's some features on here that are on top end detectors. You've got the ground suppressor. You've got tone breaks as such, but we will go into depth with them. So Unreal, it's like the beginner, or even the beginner, because it's beginner price, 300. But they can have a machine that is gonna perform so well. It's gonna perform so well, which is great. It's great for the newbies. It's great for the newbies and the advanced. To tell you the truth, great backup detector. It's gonna be my backup detector. Before we set off comparing to the Simplex, I can't really compare it. I did 1,000 hours on the Simplex, and it's been boosted to 15 kilohertz, so it's going to pick up smaller items a bit better. The best mid-range is 10 to 20 detectors. Believe it or not, the Garrett's run at 7.5, something like that. And this is fighting in the middle, so it's in arm reach of them fines, low conductors, and it's in arm reach of the high conductors. The speed you will see when I turn it on and going through the menus, so quick. It's so quick, and that reciprocates into the ground, the performance in the field. Okay, so I'm not going to gab on too much, and we'll get your pen and paper out, because we're going to get real deep into the Simplex Ultra. So hold tight. Look how fast that come on. So straight off the bat, you'll see that it's got a 0 to 99 scale. 0 to 14 normally is the ferrous, the iron grunt, the first tone break, and then the rest are depending on how you customize the way you want the machine to sound. So you've got part mode, field mode, 4 tone, 99 tone, beach, and all metal. So quite a lot of features there. Now in field mode it's 2 tone, part mode 3 tone, then you've got a 4 tone, good for coin shooting, 99 tone, which is my favourite. So just for this video we'll stay in field mode. So the first of the settings is just your volume. You've got your mute, and then up 50%, 100%. Now the next one, there's a lot of sub menus to each icon at the bottom. So if we go into the horseshoe, this is the notch, so you can notch out any of the 99 tones. So 99 notches, where the Simplex was in bands of 5, so you've got more of a finer discrimination possibilities. This is what I know from the Simplex. This is what I wanted, and I know a lot of other people wanted capabilities of discriminating single numbers. So that's a great addition. So 20, 21, let's take them back out. Now if we go over, we can turn iron audio on. So yeah, it's 0 to 14 is discrimmed when you've got iron audio on. When you turn it off, you've still got a discrimination, but you've only got 1, 2 and 3, which is just ground noise and leaching of iron in the ground. So it'll just stabilise it, but it's not an extreme notch, an extreme discrim pattern. So it's near enough wide open without using all metal, which is great. Again, will improve your unmasking capabilities. So that's that. So let's go over to the coin mode. The IDs are different. The target ID are different from coin mode to relic mode. So if you're going out to a field, you're searching for coins. So if you go over to coin mode there, it's got the same discrim pattern. But if you go over to relic mode, discrim goes up to 39, so not to 39 is scrimmed out. This will stop you digging iron, deep iron. Maybe you could notch out the higher 90s, just stop the wraparound effect. But the ID, the target ID is more stable, so it will be a more stable ID. I have tried that out and it does really work. It's done really a lot compared to the Simplex with the ID. There's a few features that stabilise it. Another one in the sub menu is another depth indicator. Now medium is stock, so that'll just be the stock settings. Now if you go to low, the target ID will be better than medium. If you go to high, the target ID will be quite jumpy. On all modes, the audio will be exactly the same. This is all to do with the ID. So on high, you will get a bit more depth. On low, you won't get as much depth, but you'll get better ID. It all depends on how you want to hunt. The features there for how you want to hunt, and they have covered a lot, and it will adapt to a lot of different persons' hunting styles. That's 2 great features there. We're next on to the ground suppressor. Now this works really well. I've tested this quite a lot on I unbalanced the machine, so the ground was spitting and barking, and I used the ground suppressor. Now you don't have to have it too high, but I found 4 and 5 on the land that I was on was just right. The give and take on that is, as you raise the ground suppressor, as you raise it, the detector becomes less sensitive to high conductors, so silver and copper. So you just get it right. All depending on the ground, but there's a lot of ground that people don't detect because it's too sparky, even after ground balance. Now remember this, it's the last resort, your ground suppressor. You do your ground balance first, and then go into your ground suppressor. So that is one of the features I mentioned, which is quite an advanced feature for a detector of £350. Then we go over to frequency shift. This will just shift to stabilise again. Near power lines, electric fences, any kind of EMI, you can change. It just changes the frequency a tiny bit, so it'll be like 15.2 or 15.3, 14.9, 14.8. It just shifts it a tiny bit. So that's your frequencies band. Then you got your recovery. You've got 1, which will be the slowest but the deepest, and then 5, which will be the fastest but the shallowest. And then over from recovery, this is where it gets interesting. This is where you can customise the Simplex to how you want it to sound and perform. So what we'll do with the tones, we'll go into 4 tone. So as you're in 4 tone, you press the tick, you can go up and that will take your tone break, so your iron tone break, that will take it up. It's like the scrim but better, because it's not knocking the performance of the machine. You should always try and use tone breaks instead of discrimination. So that alters the tone break. Then you can press tick and then alter the tone break with the second bucket, press tick again, and alter the tone break of the third bucket. So that'll be 0 to 25, that tone, 25 to 79, that tone, 79 to 93, that tone, and 93 to 100, the fourth tone. Not only you can do that, but you can change the pitch of each tone as well. So for example, I've got a gold coin here. Sensitivity's on 2. Let's put it onto 9. So that's coming up 45. So you could actually just increase the pitch of that if you wanted to go for example, gold mid conductors. This is just for example. You could go over to the pitch of the 29 to 60, increase that pitch right up. That gold's standing out now. Let's lower the pitch on it. So depending on how you're hunting and what you're after, you can make certain conductors pop more, which is great. With coin shooting, with 4 tone, you could just say, I've got a silver coin here, which is 64. We'll go into the volumes. So knock your iron down. You can knock your high conductors down. And the gold is coming through on that tone break, which is set 44 to 90 on that. So there's a lot of customization. So that's your tone breaks, your pitches, and your volumes of each tone break. And that is the same, say in park. We're going to park now, and then we'll go over it. This should be 3 tone, which it is 3 tone. So you got pitch 29 for your ferrous. So 0 to 15 in your 3 tone, you'll have 0 to 15 your iron tone, 15 to 70 your mid tone, 70 to 99 your third tone. But we can go in and you could make the mid tones a bit lower. Just say if you're going for high conductors coins, put the iron to 1. So then, and you could then get your pitches, make that last one really pop. Through field mode, that'll be 2 tone, so low tone. You'll have first tone 0 to 15, 15 to 99 your 2 tone. You can make it really pop. That's your second tone. Or you could actually increase the pitch of that second tone to really pop. The mid-tones really sound like the old Simplex. Now you can change it to more of a high pitch. Dropping your tone break instead of discrimination will open up next to iron. I've been running it at 9 for my tone break amongst iron with recovery 4 and performing really well. Now this mineralization bar is great. It really does, it does work if you're going over an item. That's a gold coin, nothing. This is an iron, steel iron hook. Watch the mineralization bar. It's discriminated out, but that's what happens if you're on a target. Yeah, it works really well, that mineralization bar with the iron. I dug loads of iron testing it out. Now in your metal mode, it works on single tone. You'll have a pitch of that tone as you go over an item. It will null, so you just get them levels right with the all metal. Deepest setting, beach mode. Now with the ground balancing on beach mode, the other modes it ground balances between the spectrum of 20 to 99. On the beach mode it ground balances from 0 to 99. This is why if you're on land you can use beach ground balance, so you go into beach and ground balance because the spectrum's larger for more mineralized sand, black sand as such. So it's got a broader mineralization ground balance on beach. That is for beach. A good tip is, I used to do it on the Simplex. The original Simplex is a ground balanced in beach mode, and then I've changed this to a field or park mode just to get that better ground balancing mineralization feedback. Right, so you can get lost in it. I think I've covered everything I could cover. It's 99 tone. You will get the manual with it. It's always worth to read it once, twice, maybe 3 times. So bottom left for ground balance. Then finishing off, we've got backlight, vibration, great for underwater. Bluetooth, fantastic. Bluetooth, you can use the headphones that come with it or any headphones. Low latency, aptX. Backlight, reset. The more you use it, the more accustomed you're going to get to it. There is a lot to go at there, but you can customize this detector to how you want to hunt, and for the money, it's great. Yeah, Bamford book, the features that it's in there, I was shocked when I saw the price, the final price. Get it down yourself, go through everything, get some conductors and go over, get them tone breaks in. Just say that you work for modern coinage, get all your coins out and get them tone breaks for certain coins, so you know near enough what it is by the tone. The VDI is great with the adjusting, being able to adjust to the way you hunt again. If you don't really go off ID, you'll get that extra boost. If you go off ID, you're not going to lose much, but it'll be nice and stable, the ID for you. So yeah, there's some really good features on the Ultra. This is a fast machine. You'll see from my videos. If you check my channel, go on the Simplex Ultra playlist and you'll see some of my tests, some of my outings, and yeah, all the best with it. So yeah, good luck.